Well, it's time to register for your sophomore year at the Big House, Valley High School. We are always excited to share with you what we have to offer. One of the benefits of Valley being so big is that you have a lot of options, and that's still true in the social studies department as well. You are required to take and pass United States history your junior year, and government and econ, each a semester course, during your senior year. So budget those into your 4-year plan. But let's not focus on those because those are for your junior and senior years. This makes your sophomore year, this upcoming year, your elective year. You don't really get a choice in taking U.S. history, government, and econ, but you do get a choice during your sophomore year to dive into something that you want to take. Even though social studies is an elective year during your sophomore year, it is still considered a core class. That means it's like math, science, and language arts, in that it's considered essential to your learning and important to put into your schedule. Colleges look at that sort of thing. They will look to see if you took 4 years of social studies. So what are your options? All right, here we go. Let's start with current issues. Current issues is a 1-semester long class. This class looks at things that students do not see in most other classes and examine why they are important to study and why they should matter to you. How do they impact your life? What impact will they have on you in the future? By taking this class, you'll understand the main issues of the globe today and vocabulary, so when you hear these stories in the news, you fully understand the issues. Some examples of things that you might study, right, because the curriculum changes as what's going on in the world does, are the death penalty, jails versus prisons, punishment versus rehabilitation, and more. You may also look at international terrorism, why people join terrorist cells. You might also study drugs, current leading gangs and cartels, the heroin and meth crises that are going on right now. You might also talk about current events in China, Africa, or sometimes the media, how to read and understand a newspaper. The final is even a project over a current events topic of your choosing. So if you're into knowing what's going on in the world, take current issues. What if you're interested in learning about the society you live in and how it affects you? If your answer is yes, then sociology is the class for you. The units that are covered in sociology are socialization, the family, social class, diversity, and how to study a social issue. In the socialization unit, we take an in-depth look at how the institutions affect an individual and the concept of nature versus nurture. In the family unit, we cover the types of families that exist in America, the benefits and disadvantages of marriage versus cohabitation, successful relationships, and abusive relationships. In the social class unit, we cover the social class scale, the culture of each social class, and the effect poverty has on individuals in America, as well as the world. In the diversity unit, we cover the concept of race as fiction, the differences between prejudice and discrimination, and how all groups are affected by stereotypes. In the How to Study a Social Issue unit, students choose to study a social issue that interests them. If you are at all curious about the social world that you live in, we would love to see you in sociology. What about learning sociology through a project-based learning approach? You can try PBL out even if you haven't been a part of a PBL course yet. Analysis of Society is a 1-semester course taught during 2 periods of the day. It combines the curriculum from advanced composition and sociology, so you'd get a language arts credit and a sociology credit. The course focuses on how humans behave and engage in their society. Through the creation of several collaborative projects, students will engage in various genres of writing, including expository, argumentation, literary analysis, and research. Students will examine sociological topics, including socialization, culture, social class, race, and relationships. So if you're interested in a project-based approach to both advanced comp and sociology, this might be something you could choose. Want to learn about individual human behavior? Intro to Psychology is also a 1-semester course, and in this one you will explore human behavior and why we do the things we do. Where in sociology, you'll learn about the human society, in psychology, you'll dive into the workings of the human mind. Some of that includes how we behave, how we relate to other people, why we behave certain ways in groups, social attitudes, how we form our personalities. In this class, you'll also discuss abnormal behavior and some psychological disorders and their treatment. You will explore things such as why you dream, does hypnosis work, how memories are formed, how the conscious and unconscious mind operate. Do animals have emotions? Why are people attracted to other people? What are the stages of human development, and does electroshock therapy really work? You may be surprised. So, if you're interested in the behavioral sciences and want to understand yourself and your friends better, take psychology. World Civilization is a year-long college prep history class. That just means it's not at the college level yet, so it's not AP, no college credit, but it gets you ready for an AP course, so it's considered to be more advanced. The goal would be that you could take AP United States history your junior year and be successful, or just be ready for college level writing in general. World Civ starts back at the earliest civilizations of human history with the so-called River Valley civilizations. We work our way through ancient Greece, Persia, Rome, the many Chinese dynasties, the Mayans, the so-called Dark Ages and Golden Ages of different cultures, the Mongols, the amazing empires in Africa and the Middle East, the city-states built on trade, and more. We will discuss explorers throughout time, study revolutions like the French, Latin American, and Haitian revolutions, and discuss the 19th century and all of the technological, scientific, and cultural innovation and destruction that it brought. Our last unit will be imperialism, World War I, and the new revolutions in Russia, Mexico, and China. So if you're interested in understanding why the world is the way it is today, history in general, or just get ready for college and don't want to take an AP social studies yet, then try World Civilization. There are two social studies AP classes open to sophomores at Valley. AP means advanced placement. That means you take a test at the end of these year-long courses to try to get a high enough score to get college credit that is recognized at universities across the nation. Both of these classes are also considered DMAC, dual enrollment classes. That means that both of these classes get you free credit from Des Moines Area Community College, which is another perk to being at a big school. These credits don't transfer to institutions outside of the Midwest, so that's why taking the AP exam to get college credit is good too, because it depends on where you want to go to college. All of the AP courses at Valley also carry a weighted grade in your GPA. If you take the AP exam in May, it is a full point weight on your GPA. If you don't take the exam, you still get a weighted piece into your grade. It's just a 0.5. You can kind of see that on the chart here. But that also means that you're starting your college career as a sophomore, so there are advantages and disadvantages to that. So make sure you're ready for college level classes before signing up for these. Just getting free DMAC credit shouldn't be your only motivation. These classes are actually college level, which means you need to be able to read a college level textbook, be prepared to challenge yourself academically, and be ready to participate in a lot of college style roundtable and small group discussions. The first option is AP European History. This year-long class is great if you'd like to focus on one region rather than the world and are interested in the great leaders, politics, and culture of Europe. Your first unit is the Renaissance. Then you go into the Protestant Reformation, Scientific Revolution, society, and more. You discuss how Europe became so powerful and globally dominant. You focus on the French Revolution, Napoleon, the Industrial Revolution. Second semester, you'll dive into imperialism, World War I, World War II, the Cold War, and eventually get into the politics associated with the European Union. But it's not all politics either. You dig into women's issues, issues of minorities, racism, trade, and more. Be prepared to discuss in a large class setting or in small groups. Part of your grade is discussions as a class. This class gets 6 hours of DMAC credit, 3 per semester. So if you think you might like to see how Europe developed and ultimately became the European Union you know today, take AP Europe. Last but not least on the sophomore electives list is AP World History. This year-long class does cover the whole world, focusing on major empires and groups of people from about 1200 AD until the present. Only 20% of this course is about Europe. The rest of it focuses on Africa, Asia, Oceania, and the Americas. This class is also very discussion-based. It tries to take a global look at how people and cultures interact with each other over the course of time. You will look at politics, but also focus on the cultures, world religions, trade, racial divides, and how global the world has been, even in its earliest days. We will start with a review of the earliest civilizations on the globe and end with the state of the world today, discussing how World War II, the United Nations, and the Cold War drove decision-making. You also have to be prepared to talk in large class and small group discussions about global issues as a part of your grade. This course also gives you 6 hours of DMAC credit. So here's your recap. Current issues, sociology, analysis of society, and psychology are each 1 semester long. Often, sophomores choose 2 of those to take opposite of each other. World Civ is a year-long college preparatory class. AP Europe and AP World are actual college credit classes that you can take as a sophomore that earn you both DMAT credit and give you an opportunity to earn credit through the AP exam. There are plenty of options for your junior and senior years, but these are the classes offered and taken by sophomores at Valley.